Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking another look at HUmanMustard's Togwaggle Warrior. For those of you who maybe haven't seen the other video, we also checked out some replays that HUmanMustard was kind enough to link to everyone, which is really good. I definitely recommend people check out that video or check out the replays or check out both, because watching HUmanMustard play was really illuminating. I think we're definitely not a Togwaggle Warrior expert. We've played very little of the deck, but watching HUmanMustard play was absolutely eye-opening that they were able to get some wins in the situations that they were in, faced with a lot of different decks, both combo decks, aggressive decks, these kinds of things. They were able to find a way out of all of them. The deck doesn't post up the most amazing win rate or anything like that, but it is just fun to delete your opponent's deck. For those of you who haven't seen Togwaggle Warrior before, it focuses on the aforementioned King Togwaggle, an 8-mana 5/5 that swaps deck with your opponent, and it gives them a ransom spell to swap back. This is a 5-mana spell that just swaps the deck back. And what we're trying to do is get to 10 mana, play King Togwaggle so that our opponent has our deck, we have their deck. We're then going to play Explore Ungoro to turn what is now our deck, but was formerly our opponent's deck, into 1-mana copies of, Discover a card. Then when our opponent swaps the deck back with King's Ransom, we can hit them with the Skulking Geist, delete their deck, and they're immediately into Fatigue and facing a deck that has double Dead Man's Hand in it, meaning that we can go forever on Fatigue. Usually means we can kind of close those games out. To go along with that, to accompany that, we've got a massive selection of essentially just control pieces and card draw. Control pieces like Shield Slam, like Warpath, Reckless Flurry, Brawl, Dynamatic even, and card draw like Blood Mage Thalnos, Double Loot Hoarder, Double Novice Engineer, and Acolyte of Pain. Acolyte of Pain in particular pairing extremely well with cards like Warpath and Dynamatic. We definitely saw the hero HUmanMustard draw 3 cards with a Acolyte Dynamatic turn, and it really helped them curtail it into a victory, so something to keep in mind. We've also got Dr. Boom in here. Dr. Boom does a lot of heavy lifting in this deck, or so it seems. Really helping you stay alive with that blast shield, helping you gain some more resources here and there, just kind of slowing your opponent down that little bit until you can finally crush them and munch on their deck. So we're definitely going to be jumping into some games soon. There's going to be a lot of learning experiences probably, because this is a bit of an interesting deck, kind of weird deck to get your head around, and we still are getting our head around it. But regardless, even if we don't get some wins, we're going to get some good learns. Big shout out to HUmanMustard, of course, for the deck. Definitely go check that out on Hearthstone. Link in the description if you are watching on YouTube. Let's go! Alright, here we are up against the Priest. I think we can send back everything and just keep the shield block. Once again, just kind of looking for the those Loot Hoarders, those Novice Engineers, those early game plays. Shield block into Reckless Flurry could be good. Depends if our opponent has those Twilight Drakes, things like that. If we expect Mind Blast Priest or something like that, but could also be Mechathun Priest. And I think that is the real, that's a real interesting battle, is who's the quickest between a Mechathun Priest and a Togwaggle Warrior.
I must consider.
Opponent in the tank on turn 2. What would I be in the tank about on turn 2? Is it playing Shadow Ascendant versus playing Northshire Cleric? I could also be in the tank about, do I get a coffee now? Do I make some tea? I'm working on an Odd Priest right now. I think it's an interesting concept as well. Odd Priest in Wild or Standard? Ooh, so, some kind of Dragon Priest. Now, whether we go for the Witchwood Piper next turn or maybe coin out this Dynamatic, that's... Ooh. We could just Reckless Flurry as well. I think this is a good opportunity to Reckless Flurry. Like, our armor's going to go away if we leave these things in play anyway. We could coin Dynamatic, but then we open ourselves up to, you know, just ending up trading as well, and we're down a coin. So I think Reckless Flurry there is fine. Now, what will be difficult is if our opponent has a combo finisher. So if our opponent's on more of a inner fire kind of list, I think we're at a pretty big disadvantage. We have 9 in hand. I think we'll just spend our mana as good as we can. This also coincidentally just makes it harder for them to combo off if that's what they are trying to do. But it's, I don't know, I've definitely seen inner fire decks with Scale Worm, but I don't think there's anything I've seen that makes me lean one way or the other. And that makes me just assume that there's infinitely more dragons in this deck than what we think.
Come dance to my song.
Is possible we should have traded this off in case they have the Cabal Shadow Priest. Yeah, actually, I'm very much feeling that we should have traded this into the Twilight Drake. The Toilet Drake. Put it in the toilet. In Standard. Has Glittering Moth and Inner Fire? Yeah. The best standard, like, weird priest deck that I've played was definitely an even priest with the new Orchunai Phantom, the 2-mana 3/2 that gives you the reversed healing effect for a turn.
Let me change your
mind. We goofed. And we can Warpath all this down. Attack, Warpath for... We can go Warpath twice, or and then play a Novice Engineer. Something like that.
Let's dance.
Once again, still kind of digging, looking for those combo pieces. Our opponent's done a real good job at applying pressure, though. And we definitely could have played around our opponent still having a board here. But yeah, that's the best weird priest deck that I've played. But honestly, maybe there is something to odd priest.
Is someone injured?
It's just unfortunate that Glitter Moth isn't exactly the greatest the greatest minion to like capitalize on that stuff.
Oh, if you're sure.
Come dance to my song.
So going for a bit of a riskier play here. Just developing the board. It will allow our opponent to get a lot of face damage in, which is, if they are playing Mind Blast Priest, obviously very valuable, but they might not be. But by playing both of these, it just gets us 2 cards deeper into our deck. It's very useful. And now we have stuff on board, so our opponent might have the second Cabal Shadow Priest. Our opponent's going to try to heal up. And we can probably get this Brawl off. Maybe even Loot Hoarder Brawl.
Oh, if you're sure.
Mind if I roll need?
Loot Hoarder wins. The man, the myth, the legend.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. I mean, I don't know why our opponent would wow, actually. I feel like that brawl was pretty clear. In the flame. So now we've got a bit of an interesting situation where we could leave this Primordial Drake up, but we could also die if our opponent has an Inner Fire. So I'm kind of tempted to maybe do something that involves playing this Acolyte of Pain, a couple of Warpaths, and then an Execute. We have 10 mana, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, let's do that.
Let the pain speak to
Doesn't mean we don't have any Warpaths left. I don't know which order the Echo goes. Do we draw the card and then the Echo copy goes into our hand? Yeah. Alright. If they can do damage to this, we do burn a card, but I'm not sure if that's something they will necessarily factor in or be able to do. Like, is this deck play Holy Smite? Probably Primordial Drake's the best one, right? A Mind Blast? Holy Fire? I mean, surely if they play a Holy Fire, that means they... Okay, Dustbreakers. Yeah, sure. Alright, let's hope that we don't... Skulking Geist, Dead Man's Hand. We're pretty likely to burn something that's important here. Oh, we didn't burn a card. Never mind. Haha! Never mind. That's why we played the Execute. Look, we're just tremendously intelligent.
Light the fuses!
I hope you like my invention.
Job's done. There's boom. Boom, 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 boom. So we still need the other Dead Man's Hand and Skulking Geist.
Not all wonders are lost.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We just dead to a bunch of other junk? Hmm. See if we can draw a Shield Slam. That's unfortunate. Guess we have to go for a Brawl, because we can't leave this Prophet Valen in play. I think we just die if we do. So do we go like Loot Hoarder Brawl? I guess.
Oh, if you're sure.
Mind if I roll need?
I just hope that the Prophet Valen doesn't win. 1 in 6. Yay! Novice Engineer, the most powerful brawler. 2 cards left in the deck, so 1 in 50-50 that we get the Skulking Geist this turn. Might still be pretty dangerous for us, though.
I must consider.
Kind of want to go for Boom instead. There's a Skulking Geist. So our opponent's played a Holy Fire. If their hand is like Mind Blast, Holy Fire, then they do win. which sucks a lot. And it would make sense for them to have that. Like, that's why they would have played that. So maybe we just go, like, armor up, boom. I mean, it sucks if we're fine not getting a delivery train.
If you're sure.
The only bad one is we would have rather, of course, had the +7 armor. But I feel like going to 22 makes it difficult for our opponent to combo off, especially without Prophet Valen. And I genuinely think the only reason our opponent would have played a Holy Fire there is if they thought that they could, maybe they have like Mind Blast, Shadow Visions or something. They thought that they would have 15 reach, because we were on 13.
Light has betrayed me.
That's hard. Yeah, that is difficult. I guess we have to go for the Togwaggle now.
We've been taking this now. It's Cobalt Way.
If you're sure.
Alright, see how our opponent wants to navigate it. They could just kill us. But hopefully we've gotten rid of some number of Mind Blasts. Really hoping that we hit armor though soon. So, especially like these shield slams are really bad. It would have been great to be able to shuffle a shield block into the deck. Oh, interesting. So now there's a Togwaggle in there.
I hope you like my invention.
Nice. How much mana do we have? 6. Ugh, come on. Would really have liked to have drawn that, drawn a Explorer Ungoro. We're on 18, dude. We've got a couple of Mind Blasts. Oh, swaps now.
We hunger for vengeance and morphostatic cards.
Yeah. The fact that it shreds these shield slams is really not
If you're
good.
sure.
Uncanny.
Yeah. And we got our shield block, which is good, but if our opponent has 2 of the Mind Blasts... Though I guess if they had 2 Mind Blasts, they would have killed us last turn, right? Because that's 6 plus 10, that's 16. I don't think we were on 16. I think we were on lower than that.
Oh, a shad.
Okay.
Uncanny.
Hostile detected.
kind of makes sense for them to have a Psychic Scream, right? Definitely makes sense for them to have a Psychic Scream. Fortunately, not being able to get the shield block power again is rough, but they only have 2 cards, and Psychic Scream doesn't allow them to get an extra hero power off. Spirit Lash? Mass Hysteria. Okay. Uh-oh. Does this get to attack? It doesn't.
I'm almost out of cards.
Almost. But not always.
Stop. Job's done.
Yes!
Victory.
That's definitely something to remember, is that we've got to try and use these shield slams a lot earlier, because once we start going for the fatigue plan, we can't do anything with them. So GG's, well played. Okay, up here against the priest. So I think what we did learn from watching the way that Human Mustard mulligans is they tend to not keep combo pieces, and tend to dig for those early game velocity cards, these loot hoarders and novice engineers and things like that. So I think we'll keep an Acolyte of Pain, send everything else back, and we're just looking to try and get through our deck, make sure that we're always drawing cards, make sure that we are always trying to dig towards our combo. I'm playing Wild now with Murloc Paladin and Jade Shaman. I'm having so much fun. Wild is a lot more fun than Standard. Yeah, I mean, my thing with Wild, and I think a lot of the Wild is very fun, comes from just Standard being very pretty worked out right now. Not a lot of new archetypes coming up. You know, if you look at all the HCT results, you know, you can kind of look at those results and just say, well, that's kind of the meta game. Those are the really good decks. And maybe on ladder there are a couple of extra decks that are also good. There's Loot Hoarder out here, contests the Witch Doctor a bit better. But yeah, and I think a lot of people are enjoying just jumping into Wild, having there be all kinds of decks, and just enjoying playing something a little bit different. Because I can totally imagine that, you know, if we, for instance, there was no new set for the next 3 months and everyone just played Wild for the next 3 months, we'd hear the same kind of complaints out of people that they always make, that Wild is worked out, all the decks are the good decks are too good, etc, etc. That even though Wild might seem very open right now, as soon as you get, you know, however many pro Hearthstone players there are, be they in the hundreds or the, you know, the low thousands, they will work it out. They'll figure it out. Don't gotta worry about that. No execute here, unfortunately.
I hope you like my invention. I hope you like my invention.
Bring the pain.
So pretty quickly making our way through our deck. We've got this shield block and a shield slam. It's quite good. Our opponent's going to... Ooh. He's thinking about denying us some draw. Elects not to. Has the second Twilight Drake. Ooh, Dr. Boom. I was thinking we could go Thalnos Coin Shield Slam. And we can trade in. But maybe we want to coin out this Dr. Boom next turn. No, I think this is fine.
Oh, if you're sure. Sure.
This also just thins our hand down a little bit. Make sure that if these do get traded into, that we've still got plenty of space. Does suck to miss that Dr. Boom for a turn, but we've got other stuff to do. You know, we've got Gnomish Inventor, Hero Power, which I'm totally happy to do.
Let me change.
I ran into an interesting Oddlock, and it was actually fairly good. Odd Warlock. That is a tasty one. So we could Warpath 3 times this turn. Honestly, it's just kind of tempting to Brawl. But I think we'll do what we think Human Mustard would do, and that's stay conservative.
Pass me that Park Light Spanner.
Armor up.
You're sure?
And just start working, keep working towards that combo. Unfortunately, this Reckless Flurry is pretty lonely. We're probably going to have to pair it up with a shield block. I guess it depends on if our turn after our Dr. Boom if we get to keep our armor or not. Face. Full face. Wow. It is possible our opponent maybe has a whole bunch of Mind Blasts in their hand. They think that maybe next turn they can get the win.
I'm shooting that.
Microbots.
More soul.
Oh, if you're sure.
So they can get rid of our armor here, but I think just because we're going into the grindy mode, we just don't want them to get some draws off that Acolyte of Pain. I think we're pretty close to combo. We just need our Skulking Geist and to live the next couple of turns. But potentially next turn we can go Delivery Drones with Brawl. We can just go for the quadruple Warpath to clear these off as well. Healing Face. Interesting. We even get a burn if we go for it, so I guess we'll go for the Warpath. Let's hope that our opponent doesn't have 4 Mind Blasts. Well, there's one gone.
My hand is too full.
And a Psychic Scream too. This Witchwood Piper will find us a Loot Hoarder. It was on Wild, so I can't say for sure what all the cards were. Odd Warlock is just a
Is someone injured?
really interesting thought kind of experiment. Great. It's definitely a card that we wanted. That's also a card that we wanted.
Light the fuses.
And that's the result that we didn't want. We really wanted to kill that Northshire Cleric, or kill one or the other and not have to split the difference. But we get to keep our armor. Micro squad next turn. Holy fire. Alright. Really got to hit that shield wall soon.
Come dance to my song.
Mind if I roll knee?
Alright, come on, Skulking Geist. 15's really dangerous, and we also... Yep. Yep. Yeah, unfortunate. We really we missed our shield wall a couple of times. It is possible we should have let off a brawl earlier and tried to really conserve our armor a bit more. But GG's, well played to our opponent. They did pretty well. Had that the Cabal Shadow Priest for our Acolyte of Pain, which definitely kind of stymied our momentum. But yeah, well played. We tried to do our thing. Unfortunately, couldn't get there. So on to the next one. Okay, up here again with HUmanMustard's Togwaggle Warrior. We'll stick with the Mulligan game plan, keeping those kind of lower cost, higher velocity creatures. Looking for those Novice Engineers, those Loot Hoarders, shield blocks, things like that. Warpath Thalnos could be useful. Probably not against a Mage though. Especially Odd Mage. I'm back, had to leave for no worries reasons. Welcome back. Yeah, this is gonna be... This might be a little tougher, especially if this is like the Hand Mage kind of version of this deck. Definitely not a deck that goes slow and steady. Definitely a deck that can be very explosive. Probably a deck with... Ooh, speaking of...
Let the pain speak to our souls.
We might be able to coin out this Dynamatic next turn. See what happens. Bird! Ah, opponent's got the dope pirate card back. Meow.
More souls.
So this is a pretty good turn here. Not only do we get to,
Bring the pain.
you know, do a full trade with our opponent.
Bring the pain. Job's done.
We also get to have a nice full hand. It does cost us the coin, which sucks a little bit, but we're into that kind of 5 mana thickness where this Dynamatic's going to hurt our opponent quite a lot. Even got Boom. This is looking good. We're feeling good.
Light the fuses.
Shield block as well. Hopefully we can pick up some shield slams soon.
Welcome to
Fiery.
the show.
Yep. Unfortunately, we are going to have to do something a bit different. If we draw cards, we can't actually deploy them.
I wonder.
Not the greatest turn there. Unfortunately, we are, like I said, getting to that point where we've drawn a lot of the card draw and not a lot of stuff to help us deploy that.
My calculations are flawless.
Job's done.
If our opponent wants to battle with this thing, that's okay. We'll take off all of our armor, which sucks, but also just puts another big gross minion on the board that we can use to brawl.
Oh,
Sweet essence. In fact, this actually gives us a turn to set up Dr. Boom.
I'm so glad.
Is this the last deck for the night? Probably will be. Probably will be. I think the only other deck that I had ready to go was the Token Shaman, but don't think we'll get time to do that today. But that's okay. We're coming back streaming tomorrow. We'll definitely take a look at it then.
Oh,
Sweet essence. Maybe now's just a good opportunity to use this execute.
Oh, if you're sure.
Come dance to my song.
Job's done.
We are pretty low though. Our opponent can't play, you know, Fireball or anything like that, so I guess we're not too concerned about getting burnt out real quick. This is very dangerous, though. Possibly more of a reason that we should have gone for a Brawl there instead.
I hope you like my invention.
Feel like we're pretty dead here. Dr. Boom, not doing too much. Alright, well I have to head out to sleep for school tomorrow. No worries, have a great night day everyone. No worries reasons. Have an excellent sleep. Get some stay wavies going on for you. Thanks for hanging out. Ick.
Out of my jungle.
Out of my jungle.
Ready for action.
I think we'll just brawl here. Yuck. Dynamac's a great draw, but doesn't save us. Just take the cheapest one. Alright, opponent, have you got 2 damage in your hand? Have they got the other Reckless Fire? Well, Ragnaros is slightly more than 2 damage. Oh well. GG's. The odd mage definitely applying a lot of pressure. And I feel like that's definitely a matchup that we will get better at over time. That there's probably a lot more nuance there. We should, you know, we were just so unsure of whether we should brawl or whether we should not brawl and things like that. But GG's, well played to our opponent. They applied the pressure that they needed to apply, had the great finishes, kept us low on life as well. And Dr. Boom really couldn't save the day for us. So let's take another look at HUmanMustard's Togwaggle Warrior. Ultimately, I think this deck is really fun. I think if you are a player out there and you've got King Togwaggle and Dr. Boom, that honestly there's not too much in this deck that you might not have. You know, maybe you don't have a Dead Man's Hand or two. Maybe you don't have the Explorer on Goro, a couple of epics in here, but if you want a deck that's really fun to play now, and honestly a lot of these cards will probably be useful or usable in Wild or in Tavern Brawls in the future, I definitely recommend giving this one a bit of a craft, trying it out, because it is a really fun style of combo deck to play. It's really fun to eat your opponent's deck, that's the main thing. As far as its effectiveness, obviously HUmanMustard mentioned it's got about a 50% win rate, or that they've had about a 50% win rate, and I think that sounds about fair. Definitely good matchups against some decks, but you know, if we keep facing a lot of those Mind Blast Priests, I'm sure we could kind of gear things in a different direction, maybe a bit more armor, a bit more life gain, or something like that. Regardless, big shout out to HUmanMustard, of course. Go check them out on Hearthstone. All the links are down in the description if you're watching on YouTube. All of my links are down there as well, including a link over to Twitter. That's the best place to catch me. If you've got some sweet decks or some sweet replays to send me, hit me up over there. But until next time, stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and eat some decks. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.